Dear students, I am Sardan, working as a physics faculty in Target English Medium School. Today, in this part video, I would like to explain about Lorentz-Drude theory from the chapter of electric current. So before going to the theory, so I will be given a simple idea to you to understand the motion of the electrons in a conductor. According to the science, two types of electrons are there in the atom. One is bonded electrons, another one is valency electrons. These valency electrons further we are called free electrons. These free electrons are only the responsible for current flowing through the conductor. For example, just I will consider one atom, sodium. Its atomic number is 11. We know that. Atomic number is nothing but how to define the number of protons or the number of electrons present in an atom. That is gives the which one? Atomic number. So that's why sodium atom will, one single sodium atom is contain 11 protons and 11 electrons. It is the nucleus. 1, 2, 3. So totally means why I draw the 3 means first I will write the electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1. So here 2 plus 2 4 plus 6 10 plus 1 11. So this is the electronic configuration of which one? Sodium atom. With help of the electronic configuration, so we can easily say that how many valence electrons are there in an atom of the element. Now here, so what is the meaning of this one? 1 is represented the first orbit, 2 is represented the second orbit, 3 is represented the third orbit, the numerical. So that's why in the first orbit, how many electrons are there? 2. In the second orbit, totally how many are there? 8. So last orbit, how many are there? 1. It is represented anywhere. That is, you know that. So for the sodium atom, we have considered that totally 3 orbits are there. In the 3 orbits, electrons are revolving around the nucleus in a particular orbit. We know that in the nucleus, which are present, protons are present. They have the which charge? Positive charge. Electrons are have which charge? Negative charge. The electrons which are strongly attracted by the nucleus of the atom, that electrons we are called bonded electrons. Is nothing but, so in the first orbit of the electrons you are observing that, so the distance between these electrons and nucleus is very less. That's why the attraction force is more. But how we can say that the attraction force is more between the first orbit of the electrons and the nucleus of the atom of any element means So the Coulomb scientist will be proposed one law like the Newton scientist in gravitation concept. The force of attraction between the any two charged bodies, listen very carefully. The force of attraction or repulsion between the any two charged bodies is directly proportional to the product of their magnitude of the charge and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Means F is equals to, so F is directly proportional to Q1 Q2 upon R square. This is one. Q1 and Q2 are the charges of the two particles and R is the distance between them. Now here we can say that proton is having which charge? Positive charge, and electron is having which charge? Negative charge. In this concept, just I will say that proton charge we can say as a Q, okay, plus Q. Next, so the electron present in the first orbit, that charge we can say as a, okay, minus Q1. First we can mention the distance between electron in the first orbit to nucleus, that is we can say as a R1. That's why this distance is R1, we can say that. Next, plus Q, charge present in the nucleus. Next, one of the electron we can see in the outermost or last orbit. This distance we can say as R2. So minus, that is the Q2, we can say R2. So now we are observing that, okay, the charge present in the nucleus is we can say as a positive charge. That's why Q is the charge. Which charge? Positive charge. So the electrons present in the first orbit, it is the minus Q1. Why we can say that minus is represented the, it is the electron. Okay. So the distance from, okay, nucleus to electron present in the first orbit is R1, and the distance from, okay, nucleus to the electron present in the outermost orbit or last orbit is called R2. Now we are observing that according to the Coulomb's law, so F is directly proportional to Q1, Q2 and inversely proportional to the R square. So that's why the electrons are present near to the nucleus in the first orbit. That's why, so R is less means attraction force is more. If we are consider the second electron at the one electron at the outermost orbit, the distance between them is nothing but R2. R2 is the distance from nucleus to electron present in the outermost. This distance is, okay, more than this one. That's why R2 is more than F is less. So due to that one, what you are understanding that, so the distance between the electrons in the first orbit to the nucleus is less. Due to that one, the electrons will be strongly attracted by the high electrostatic force. The electron present in the outermost orbit to the nucleus, the distance is more. Due to that one, less force is attraction on that one. Is nothing but the electron present in the outermost orbit, it is loosely attracted by the nucleus. Due to that one, okay, this outermost electron we are called valency electron or free electron, because of this electron is not strongly attracted by the nucleus. That's why we can easily eliminate or remove from the atom. But the electrons present in the first orbit, what will be happen? They are strongly attracted. That's why we cannot remove this one. It is not possible. That is the simple idea about the bonded electrons and valency electrons. That valency electrons we are called free electrons. So in every atom of the element, these free electrons are there. Okay. So the scientists are find out that in case of copper, 10 power minus 6 meter square unit area. 10 power minus 6 meter square unit area. Okay. How many number of electrons are there means 8.25 into 10 power 28 electrons are there. Okay. So 10 power minus 6 in unit area. In the 10 power minus 6 means it is very less. In this one, how many electrons are there? 10 power 28 in order only. These are represented the free electrons. In our previous video is also I says that 1 coulomb of charge is carried by the nearly 10 power 18 electrons are required. So in case of conducting materials, that number is 10 power 28. That's why. So the electrons can easily carry the current from one place to another place. Easily carry the charge from one place to another place. Nothing but current. The rate of flow of charge is called current, or the electron passing through a conductor from one place to another place is also called current. What is the formula of current? I equals to Q by T. Already we discussed that. Now let me come to our topic. So by using the Drude law in theory, you can easily understand. I hope you can easily understand. So really electrons are responsible for the flow of current. So before going to that, I will tell one simple idea to you. So it is a circuit. In the circuit AB, this is represented the conducting material or conducting wire like copper wire. So an LED bulb is connected to the copper wires or conducting wire, but the two ends of the conducting wire is not connected to any external source, nothing but battery. Initially, so what I said that in every atom of the element, okay, free electrons are there. These free electrons are moving in their lattices. Okay. So but here, so what we know that if the electrons are moved from one place to another place, then what will be happen? Okay, current will be flowing. Now a LED will be connected to the conducting wire. Here in this type of way, does the LED glows or not? Obviously does not glow. Why? But the electrons are moving inside the conductor or not from one place to another place. Is it correct? Yes, electrons are moving. But why the bulb is not glowing? Now the two ends of the conductor A and B connected to the opposite terminals of a battery. Then what will be happen? Immediately bulb is glows. So what will be happen? Okay, just you can add the battery. Why the bulb is glowing? What is the main reason? That is explained. Which one? Lorentz and Drude, scientist.
Explain is perpendicularly bisected to AB, right? So take this point C, O, right? Now taking O as center, and OP are OA as release from the something lines. Right? So here A, B, this one. This is the semi-circle, right? This is semi-circle. So in semi-circle, on semi-orbital, take any point, C here. You can take anywhere on this semi-orbital. So join.
So this is the motion of the electrons. So before connecting to the battery at the free ends of a conducting wire, why? So the why LED bulb is does not glow means even though electrons are in the motion means that says that electrons are in random motion inside a conductor. Due to the random motion, this random motion is just like appears the molecules or particles present in the gas. In a gas, we know that there are so much intermolecular space is there. That's why the molecules present in the gas, they do not follow one particular direction. They will be moved in the zigzag path. Like the same way, the electrons present in the which one conductor inside the conductor. So the electrons also means mainly we discuss about which one free electrons, not the bonded electrons. That's why the free electrons will be not move in a proper direction. They will move into the random motion. Due to the random motion, one electron and another electron collision with each other, and they loses the energy and they change the direction. But later in the next concept, the drift velocity, I will be going for some more idea about this one. So now we are considered a unit area of the cross section inside the conductor at point. So A is represented the area of the cross section at this point. At this point, the sum of the electrons are sorry, the sum of the electrons enter okay, the sum of the electrons move from p to q. P is nothing but this is the left side, we can say this is the right side maybe. Okay, the sum of the electrons at this area of the cross section move from left to right is nearly equal to the sum of the electrons move from right to left based on their random motion. Most probably this is maybe happened. That's why I says that the okay magnitude of the electrons. Okay, we know that the flow of electrons we are called what is the one current. So I the resultant in this one I of, for example, left to right, I of LR we can say that means the electrons are carry the current by motion from left to right, just we can say that is I of LR is equals to I of RL because of how many electrons are moved from left to right is nearly equals to the same number of electrons from right to left for every unit area of the cross section. So now in this one, so we can set the resultant current passing through the conductor by the electrons. That's why ILR minus IRL because of for this okay means the electrons which are moved from left to right. For that one, the electrons move from right to left. They are in which direction? Opposite direction. That is equals to ILR minus ILR is equals to IR because of both have the same magnitude. Then ILR get cancelled. What is that one? The resultant current passing through the conductor by the electrons at this unit area of the cross section is 0. So that the current is not passing through the conductor. That's why bulb does not glow when the free ends of the conductor is not connected to the battery. Next one. Okay, this is one. Then here, listen very carefully. When the free ends means P and Q are the free ends, this free ends of the conductor connected to the external source, nothing but like battery. By connecting the two ends opposite terminals of a battery, P connected to the positive terminal, Q connected to the negative terminal. That's why at the Q side, which charge is created? Only the positive charge. At the Q end, which charge is created? Negative charge. What is the use of the battery? That is, I will be explained in the concept of electromotive force. Okay. So, the free ends of the conductor, after connecting to the opposite terminals of the battery, they created a potential difference at the two ends. Plus charge is represented the higher potential, minus is represented the lower potential. We know that the charge is always travel from higher to lower like an energy. Energy is always transferred whatever the type of energy, it is always transferred from higher to lower. In this one also, the charge will be flows from higher to lower. Okay, that is okay. Now inside, what are there? Electrons are there. The electrons are which motion? Random motion. Okay. Now, but the free ends are connected to the battery.
So first we have to find the center of the circle. How we find the center of the circle? First drawing will be and what is.
So all the electrons will be set to the motion only one direction. That is Q to P according to the diagram. So why they move from Q to P or P to Q means mainly Q to P. From this one I will explain what is the reason. So here, what are the electrons are present inside the conductor for unit area means free electrons. On the free electrons, by connecting the conductor to the opposite terminals of a battery, the battery will be created okay, potential difference at the two ends. So it's nothing but two different charges. That's why already we know that electrons are having which charge? Negative charge. So according to the electrostatic force, okay, like charges repulse with each other and like charges attracts with each other. Electrons are their free electrons. Every free electron is having which one? Negative charge only. That's why negative charge of the electron is repelled by the negative charge created at the q end and attracted by the positive charge at the p end. That's why all the electrons present in the conductor is repelled by the charge created at the q end, which are negative charge, and attracted by the p end because of at the p end which charge is created positive. That's why the electrons, the free electrons present inside the conductor, on the electrons, two forces are acting simultaneously in the same direction. Because of here one electron we consider it is a negative charge. So electron is not moving to this. This is called attraction. It is moving away. Away means the motion of the electron like this one. By which force? Repulsive force. At the same way, this side which charge is there? Positive. This positive charge is pull the electron. That's why this one. So on the electron, two forces will be acting simultaneously. One is the repulsion force, another one is the attraction force. These two forces are acting on the electron in the same direction. That's why every electron will be set into the motion from negative charge to positive charge. Means one end to another end. That's why so the number of electrons passing through the unit area is not balanced because of all are moved to only one direction. That's why so current is flowing through the conductor. So during the examination you draw these two diagrams. So how to? So once again listen, I will explain. The Laurent and Drude scientists, they explained about the flow of current by the electrons in a conductor. First of all, we can take the conductor. The free ends of the conductor is not connected to any external source, is nothing but like battery. At that time, the motion of the electrons are in random motion. Electrons are in random motion. Due to that one electron and another electron is collision, they loses the energy and change the direction. That is one. If we are consider any area of the cross section inside the conductor, for that unit area of the cross section, the number of electrons move from left to right is nearly equal to the number of electrons move from right to left at this point. That's why finally the resultant current carried by the electrons from one end to another end is zero. Due to that current is not passing through the empty conductor. But when the two ends of the conductor is connected to the opposite terminals of a battery, after that we can draw this diagram and explain. So on the electrons, simultaneously two forces will be acting. One is the repulsive force, another one is the attraction force by creating the positive and negative charges at the free ends. That's why electrons are set into the motion only one direction, either left to right or right to left. If here positive charge is this side connected, negative is this side, then electrons move from P to Q. According to this one, Q to P, electrons will be set into the motion only one direction. That's why so the current is passing through the conductor. So this is the brief idea about the Laurent Drude theory. With help of that one, I hope every student will be understanding. So why the empty conductor means the free ends of the conductor when it is not connected to any external source is nothing but like battery or AC current. So why any bulb or anything you can keep, why it will be does not glow? Because of free electrons are there, they are in the motion, but they cannot carry any current because of the resultant current carried by the electrons is zero. But when they connect to the external source, then what will be happen? The external source will be play an important role to move all the electrons set into the only one direction. Then they carry the charge from one end to another end. That is called current.